Well, good afternoon, everybody. So, a slight change, and I'm sorry I'm late this afternoon. So, I've managed to sprain my ankle this morning. I have no idea how I did it. So, I've had to move everything around. And normally, I craft with you standing up. Because it's a good position next to my window. Hi Tracy. Yes, it's next to my window, and I like standing up because I can get everything that's around me. However, because I've now sprained my ankle, of course I can't put any weight on it. So I've had to move everything around temporarily so that I can sit down and craft, which is very unusual for me. Probably not a bad thing, to be honest. So apologies that I've had to put my light on in the centre. I hope you can hear me okay. My microphone is quite close to me, so hopefully that's nice and clear. So my plan today was to open one of our Christmas card making kits. Hi Lynn, hi Katie, hi Monica. So all this week we have been focusing on the Beautiful World series, and this was the final project that I made yesterday, this cute little suitcase. So I made it from scratch, and all the dimensions are in the video from yesterday. And this was designed to hold a packet of Maltesers. So I started with the size of the Maltesers and made the box to fit. And the description of how I did that to make it look like a suitcase, but description on how I did the calculation is all in the video from yesterday. So that was our final project featuring Beautiful World, and we did that Monday through to Thursday. So today I'm going to do something different for our Family Friday, and this is the Joy of Sharing card kit. Now this is, I believe, a Christmas card kit. So I hope I picked up the right one. So I'm just going to open this up, and I thought we can have a look together, and I'll do perhaps 2 cards out of the kit. Of course, it is the weekend that we have our big Let's Get Creative event. So if you've been seeing people with Let's Get Creative on their profile photograph, that's because they're attending our Let's Get Creative event. Now normally this would be in person over the whole weekend, so actually it's worked out in my favour. But having my swollen ankle when we're actually doing it virtually. So I'm just going to open this up. I've not seen this at all. So we're crafting from the box, as I call it. So we have a stamp set. So I hope you can see that okay. Oh, thank you. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's only a sprain. So this says, wishing you a season filled with the special warmth of friendship, the precious joy of sharing, and the wonderful blessings of happiness. That's nice. We've got a Merry Christmas, season's greetings to you and yours. We've got a pine cone, pine needles, and some berries. So that is the stamp set that comes with the set. Comes with a block, comes with a full sheet of dimensionals. Wow, big envelopes. So these must be 5 by 7 envelopes, I'm thinking. We have a Mossy Meadow Stampin' Spot, and then we have, oh, look at these. So these are the card bases. So Mossy Meadow with a sort of vintage shaded look all across them, double-sided. So that's the cards and envelopes. And then we have these rather luxurious looking die cuts. So if I just pull this one out, so just teasing that away. So what I'm thinking already is that you've got a whole sheet of almost gold foil here that you could be punching other things out of, or sorry if that's shining a bit much for you. Oh, it's good reflection. A whole sheet for punching out or doing strips with. And then this is obviously the layer that's going to fit onto your card. If you can see that. So we have 2 fir cones here, pine cones, and 1 in this corner. Okay, let's see what else we have. So die cuts. So these are pre-printed. So we've got red banners and red die cuts, I'm guessing for sentiments. And I've got 3 sheets of those. 7. So 21 of these. And 6 of those are 18 of this shape. So I suspect more than I need. So this is gold, but they are circles. You can't see that. Let me see if I can open it up. Get one out for you to see. Let's put one on there for now. So these are little die cut circles from this gold piece. And then, gosh, we have more die cuts. So we have these ones. These are really thick as well. So it looks like 3 of those. So another 18 of those. And then we've got die cuts that have been printed. So we've got poinsettias in different sizes, and then we've got the pine cones. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sheets of those. Goodness me. And then we've got some mini glue dots here. And then this is the instructions. So, Joy of Sharing card kit. Okay, so the design is that you could put a 6x4 inch photograph behind this frame, or 7x5, to sit in there like that. So I don't know if you can, how clearly you can see that, probably quite well actually. So they've got a photograph with die cuts and the Merry Christmas and the red banner. Same one here but in landscape. And then here we've got the gold frame, the red banner, and then the die cuts and that lovely sentiment right in the middle. So they have a better description obviously of each one. So let's have a go at one of these. So let's go for this one. Warmth of Friendship vertical card it's called. So I'm guessing I need one of those one of those. Oh, and as luck would have it, they've got little gold dots scattered through it. One of the red banners, like so. And then this one has got the poinsettias in. So they've gone, I think, for one of the larger ones in one corner and a smaller one in the other. So this would be a great for a family to send if you had a family photograph, for example, not necessarily on this card, but if you normally do like a family photograph to send around to everybody, then obviously this is perfect for that. And then I need one of these larger die cuts that obviously fits that stamp there. Okay, so let's give that a go. It's got a quite a luxurious feel. The die cuts are really thick, so that's nice. See what they say about attaching the gold. It says number 3. See what number 3 is. Adhere using adhesive dots. So that's what they reckon to use. Let me just have a look at your comments. Tracy, Casey, I think I said hi. Lynn, hi. Monica, Jeanette, thank you. Oh, and Babsy. Oh, I will get some rest. Ladies, thank you so much. Actually, I think this camera position, although it's glaring because of the light, is actually slightly better. So perhaps I will learn to sit down and craft after all. Perhaps you need to do that when you're a bit older. Okay, so let's pop this layer down and then I'll do some stamping. Now they've got, so they've suggested glue dots that you could use. I think I'm just going to use some wet glue, but I am going to make sure I've got my card opening whichever way I want it and decide which way around, if I want the 2 pine cones at the top or the bottom. I think I'm going to have the 2 at the bottom right hand side. So I'm just going to swivel over and grab some glue. Hi Pauline. I'm very excited for our Let's Get Creative tomorrow, I have to say. It's knowing that everything is sort of there and ready. All the videos are done and they're all scheduled ready to go live, so that we can concentrate on crafting with you and keeping you entertained during the day tomorrow. So it's different. It won't be the same as being together with everybody, but it's as close as we can get. Looking forward to seeing people in our Zoom chat room. So we've got a chat room open. That sounds really bad, doesn't it? We've got our chat room open in between, and then we'll be monitoring it at the set times, so that if people just want to see each other and chat and talk, then we have that option available for everybody. And then we've got 3 live crafting sessions, 1 each for Tara, Karen and myself. And we hope you like our projects that we've designed for you. So this card doesn't matter which way round it goes. Obviously I've got stuck that one on, so I'm going to keep that to the front. And I'm going to swivel this round before I put it down. Okay, I have to say I do love our card kits. They're good value for money, especially as you end up, even when you've done all the cards, you end up with the stamp set left over. Okay, which is, you know, perfect stamps for next year. Okay, so there's my frame. Let's have a go with the sentiment and the stamping. Okay, so this is a Mossy Meadow ink. We call them ink spots, Stampin' Spots. You can buy these in other colours, and then when you get kits they all have sort of a different colour in them. Just trying to break the seal, which is the most difficult part. Let's try this side. Oh, that felt better. There we go. There we have it. And I like to take the lid completely off. Otherwise I find it gets it in the way. So what I'm going to do is take this stamp here, the big one, pop it on here, and I might add some of the other stamps in for a bit of interest. So because this is photopolymer, I do really want to prime this stamp before I use it. So, and that involves, you can hear the stickiness of it, you can feel it as well. So priming just involves stamping it up, stamping it off a couple of times. Just going to grab my mat. Hi Carol with an E, and Pauline of course. Alright, let's give this a go. So this is Mossy Meadow, so a really nice deep green. If I put that on there, you might be able to see it, I'm not sure. Now if you have had these kits and they've been sat for a long time in your crafts room, there is a chance that the ink spot can dry out, because obviously it doesn't have a massive amount of ink in it, not the same amount obviously as our Stampin' main classic ink pads. So if you ever have a kit, please do check the ink spot, and if you have any problems with it, just let me know and I can get it re-inked for you. Okay. Oh, that's come out really well, considering that's a first stamping, and I haven't got my mat, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, it's a nice sentiment, that. So I'm going to ink it up again. You can also buy uninked Stampin' Spots and our Stampin' ink refills, and use those to fill them up. So if you prefer a smaller ink pad, that is another way to do it. Okay, so I'm positioning this hopefully fairly centrally, like so. I have got a mat underneath just to give it a little bit of springiness. Like so. There we go. So nicely stamped, if you can read that. Yeah, nice. I wasn't sure if it was a bit too long and wordy, but it seems to come out okay. So I do actually have in here some a little bit of foliage. So I think what I'm going to do, just going to grab another block. If I stick with this position, I shall bring everything over to my desk and have a complete swap around. Okay, let's ink up our foliage. See what that looks like. So I do recommend you trying your ink on your stamps before you take it to your finished piece of die cut. So those are really cute. the ink spots are easier to take to the stamp as well. So I think what I'm going to do is add this here, like so, and then a stamped off version of it, like that. And I'm going to do the same top left, I think. There we go. Can't believe it will be the 1st of November on Sunday. Oops. I just don't know where this year has gone, despite the whole COVID situation. Okay, so that's my sentiment sorted. What I think I might do is pop some of these. Now you can see where the hole was. They're quite easy to see from here, but I don't think with the glitter, I don't think you'll see them. So I'm going to pop some in the corner here, like so. Might put two on one and 3 on the other. Okay, are you seeing that okay? Is that all right? I know this is glaring a little bit. That's even worse, isn't it? Let's put something down. It's better. Okay. You could also use our little red rhinestones if you wanted for this to look like, you know, pine berries, whatever, holly berries even. Right, so that's my sentiment. So let's bring our card back. Okay, so their recommendation was to have this piece underneath and this piece on top. Now there'd be nothing to stop you if you had some of our Christmas papers. You could actually put that behind here if you wanted to, or you could stamp some of the pine cones in here. They just had the little gold dots, but I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to use the pine cone stamp to sort of create this background. So slightly going off their recommendation, which was this with the poinsettias. Although the other idea had pine cones, so maybe it would be better if I did them with the pine cone designs. Decisions. Let's have a look and see. So that on there, that on there, and then so you could either add the poinsettias. Seems a shame to cover up this gold, that's all I'm thinking. But hey ho. There we go, I think that works, doesn't it? Let's move this up a little bit so you can see it a bit better. Okay. So I'm going to pop these on. Now you could add to these any of your own poinsettias. You could use your own die cuts on here, obviously. I'm going to pop this on with dimensionals. So you have, as I say, a full sheet of dimensionals, more than you'll need for this pack of cards, I'm sure. Like so. So although they've put some photographs in, I think you would have enough components to make all of the cards in the way that I'm doing now. I'm pretty sure. So I think the photographic ones are options that you could choose if you wish. Okay, that's going to go on there. So I like my little bit of pine cone in there. So for this one, what I'm going to do is put dimensions top and bottom and have that just sitting over there. So the same thing. So I hope, I know some of you that are watching will be joining us for our Let's Get Creative at the weekend. So say normally we do this in person, and there's 3 of us, Tara, Karen and myself. So Tara and Karen are in my team. And what's nice is you get 3 lots of tuition. We all have our own styles, we all have our own methods. So you don't have to listen to me all day. You get to listen to 2 other lovely ladies. So I'm actually really looking forward to it. Okay, so this is going to go in the middle. Like so. So I put the dimensions either side of this piece. Let's get it straight before I let it down though. That would be close enough. I think that actually works like that. But let's add these in. Now if you've got a bone folder, you can do a little bit of curling with this. Okay, either up and over or up that way, or a bit of both. Entirely up to you. If you didn't like the white border and you're happy fussy cutting, then you could cut around this border so that the white border is taken off. And for some reason I feel the need to do that. Now for those of you that know me, I'm not a big fussy cutter. Other people are really good at it, but I just feel that I want to do that for this particular piece. So you'll have to bear with me while I do that. I may not do the other one because you may not want to sit and watch me. So let me know if you think this is actually a better position to see what I'm doing. It's funny how, you know, when you change things around, sometimes when you're least expecting it, it can be an improvement. There we are. Personally, I think that's a little bit better. If it was on a white base card, I don't think it would have mattered. But I think because it's on the green, that white really stands out. There we go. Just trim those little bits out. And what's quite a nice thing to do is to run a pen around the edges of this. So this could be a blends pen. It could also be a Stampin' Up Stampin' Right marker pen. Just looking to see what I've got close at hand. So this is Old Olive, but maybe not with that end. That's rather well worn. Right, let's try with this one. So what you can do is just run this along the white edges so that if you've missed a little bit, you can cover it up. I'm not worrying about doing red, but I don't know if you can see the difference between this edge here where I've just done and these ones here. Okay, so it allows you to cover the sides of these pieces and also colour in any gaps that you might have. So I'm doing this all in Old Olive, but you could use a red, you could use a grey, you could use a brown, to be honest. There we go. Last little bit. So it's quite good if you can't get right into these little bits, you can just sort of add a little bit here and there. And I do tend to use the thin edge for that so you don't get carried away. So I personally, if you look at the difference between these two, I'm not saying it looks any more realistic because it is a printed die cut at the end of the day. But I do think that that looks better than that one. So let's just curl this up a little bit. You could, of course, do the same to this one and layer them up if you wanted to. Or if you've got the poinsettia die, then you could do that. You could also add any extra little bits and pieces that you have. If you had anything left over from another kit or something, or if you've got the Forever Gold laser cut pieces, you could add some of those in as well. I'm going to pop this on with some dimensionals as well, just to give it a little bit of height and difference from the frame. So I'm going to pop 2 on there. So I need to move my little bin across for sure. So let's just pop that on there. I don't really want to cover too much of it over. Just making sure that they are the same and I haven't picked up the wrong ones. No, they are all the same. So there we go. That's the first card done. Let me know what you think. Come out better than I expected, considering there's no background. So what I'm going to do is another one, but with the pine cones, and stamp some pine cones behind, just to see what that looks like. I'll leave that one here so that you can see it. And I've only added the one here. I haven't added the other one. I might do, but you don't need to sit and watch me cut that out for sure. So let me know what you think. So you could definitely save this bit of gold. There's quite a lot in there, and you could use it for just punching circles out with. Oh, sorry if that's shining. You could put an adhesive sheet on the back and run it through the die cutting machine with happy Christmas message on it, and have a gold Christmas message. Lots of options really. Okay, let's do this one this way around. So what I think I'm going to do is just mark that slightly with a pencil. So what I'm going to do is mark the inside. So if I've got enough there. I appreciate you can't see that, but I can. Alright, so that just shows me the rough border, and I'm going to take the pine cone stamp and stamp some pine cones in the middle, just for a little bit more interest. I could then use a smaller die cut if I wanted, take this one out for the minute. So I'm just going to use, might just try Mossy Meadow on its own. I was tempted to use Early Espresso. Let me just catch up with your comments. Oh yes, that's a good idea. All right, thanks, Babsy. Appreciate that. Right. Let's just try it and see. See what this looks like. So Mossy Meadow on Mossy Meadow gives you a nice tone on tone without overtaking. Yeah. So I'm going to go with that. Let's have a look and see what it looks like. There we go. There we are. I'm going to put a couple on there. Now I know some of these will be covered up, but I'm not particularly worried about that. Just sort of give, oops, a daisy. Don't let your ink pads fly like that though. Let's do one with out re-inking. There we go. I just thought it would have a little bit more interest in the background, because you may not be able to see it in the end. We'll see. So I'm just rotating this round so I've got it at a different angle, like so. There we go. I think I'm going to do 2 more sets. So of course it's Halloween here tomorrow night. Quite a few of the houses are decorated up. I'm not a fan of Halloween, I'm afraid, but quite a lot of the local houses have been decorated, which is great for the children that want to go and see it, isn't it? And then we're into November. Goodness me. So I wonder how everybody's Christmas card making is coming along. Just to here. That's just going to go outside, I think. Never mind. There we go. Okay, let's have a look and see how that looks. Yeah, so I quite like that. Don't know what you think. Just adds a little bit of interest to that, doesn't it? Especially when we add in the larger pine cone die cuts. So it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 designs altogether. 4 different ones. Seems a shame to put them over there, doesn't it? Let's have that and maybe that one. And again, you could cut round here, make it a bit less noticeable. What have they got for their designs? So they have put those over the same corners with that in the centre again. So I am quite tempted. This one actually needs to come down from the top, I think, doesn't it? Tempted to put them in the other corners so that you get to see these. What do you think? And let's pop one of those sentiments out. Just covered up all of my pine cones. I might try one of the smaller sentiments, I think. Then we'll get to see the pine cones. But is that now too small? What do you think? My gut feel is to have these separate. Let's see what you say. Let me have a look. Hi Molly. So what do you think? Should I cover these up with these die cuts? I could put more of these in, actually, I think, couldn't I? That's a bit better. As I have them now. I shouldn't have moved, should I? Like that with a smaller sentiment, but I might add a few more of the pine cones. Maybe I don't need quite such a big one. Maybe that's my problem. Go for, whoops, throwing that on the floor. See if I can retrieve it. I can't believe I can't decide about this. Yes, I do need that larger one then. I could just have that and stamp more pine cones and just have a small pine cone over there. I think that's what I might do. Right, let me stamp some more. See what it looks like. That's the wrong one. Oh, I could do some leaves. Voila. Okay. So there was a bit of a gap here. Bring that up for you. Right. Pine cones everywhere now. Oops, Daisy. Okay, let's put our frame back, see what that looks like now. And then this and the pine cones. I think that's what I'm going for. So I'm going to stamp some more pine cones there and there in those corners. And I could put the red strip behind it then, couldn't I? So that's what I'm going to do. Sorry, this is taking a bit longer than I had originally planned, because I'm being slightly indecisive today. There we go. So I'm just leaving that frame in place so I can see where I need to do my stamping. Like so. It's a cute little stamp. I do like this little pine cone. Right, that feels better to me. This one, and then the small pine cone so it doesn't overpower it. And then a red banner. So with the gold piece that I've cut out, you could easily pop a gold banner behind it because you've got plenty that you could cut out. I think I'm going to add that red banner. Behind, just to link that all together. Yep, that is it. Okay, let's stamp this. So I'm going to use that same sentiment. It's very nice, and also it fits that perfectly. Then you could put a Happy Christmas or whatever on the inside. And that will be me done. Go. Obviously, if you had some real red or Poppy Parade, you could stamp in the red if you wanted to. So I'm just using the components that came with the kit. There we go. And I think I'm going to put some of these, so like I did on here, I'm going to have that at the top left, and then I can have my pine cones bottom right. So let's just swap that over. These little stamps are great for little one sheet wonders. If you watch The Lovely Truth at Artful Stampin', these would be perfect for those little fill-in Christmas stamps. So I'm leaving this uninked, the second one, so it's just a lighter version, like so. There we go. I feel that's much more balanced than previously. So I'm going to rub out any of those pencil marks. There's a few there. Let me grab my rubber, have a look at your comments. Oh, that's okay, Joe, don't worry. Let's find a rubber. There we go. So there's one there. Only getting rid of ones that you might see. Make sure if you do this that your ink is dry first though. You don't want to be smudging your ink. There's one in there, but I don't think we'll see that. There we go. So pop the frame down. So I'll say if you've only got the kit and no glue, then use the little glue dots they've provided for this, which will allow you to stick it down without any height. And you don't need to go mad, you just need them sort of in the corners and sort of maybe two along one side and one along the short side maybe. Do this one here, like that. There we go. So just keep that nice and central, hopefully. That's it. Yep. So the same as before. But what you could do is actually put this, for example, through an embossing folder. I'm not going to do it now because that means I need to get up and get my die cutting machine out. But this would look really nice if you put it through an embossing folder with dots or one of the Christmas ones. I think that would look really nice. Looking for my dimensionals. Which are definitely here, aren't they? There they are, under my gold piece. Sorry everybody. So the downside to sitting down here and doing it is I'm not so watching the time. So I've gone on a bit longer than I intended. I know I was a few minutes late anyway. So I will wrap up after this one, I promise. I do think that would look nice through an embossing folder. That's not straight now. There we go. This one on top, and again I'm just going to put the dimensionals top and bottom so it straddles that red piece. Otherwise you end up with double height dimensionals and they won't go through a UK standard letter. A single layer of dimensionals will go as a standard letter. There we go. And hidden under here. is the small die cut. Now this doesn't look so bad on the white, I don't think, but I still might, if I was doing a few of these, I would probably take the time to cut those out like I've done with the poinsettias. But for now I'm happy for it to sit like that. So I think what I'm going to do is put dimensionals under this piece and this piece, and then just a little bit of glue on that top. This piece and this piece. Let me just check that. It is. It's really easy when you've turned it over to then put it on the wrong bit. And you could use Wink of Stella, of course, to add a bit of sparkle to the whole thing. So I'm just going to put some glue on here, like that. Like so. So that's fitting on there, and then we've got the support underneath. And there we go. I might add a few of the gold dots in places, and then this is done. So I hope you like it. The kit is called Joy of Sharing. So I've got 3 on that one. It's a nice, what I do like about it is it's a nice size and nice, you know, big envelopes. I'll just say they're 7 by 5, but I think they're even bigger. 13.5 centimetres by 18. So I think it's bigger than 7 by 5. I've got the centimetres on my grid paper, not my inches. And looking for the top of my ink. Right, let's pop those away. So those are my 2 cards. So I hope you like them. I'm going to add a few more dots onto here. So you'd have plenty to decorate your envelopes as well with, if you wanted to. You could also add some of our red rhinestones if you wished. So that is 2 card samples from the Joy of Sharing card kit. So it has the stamp set, which has that large sentiment. It has the leaves, it has the fir cone, and then it also says Happy Christmas, and it's got the berries as well, so that'd be quite nice to stamp in red. Merry Christmas and season's greetings, and to you and yours. And obviously these fit in the smaller ones of these here, or you could just type it and pop it inside. So there we go. Thank you so much for joining me. I apologise that it's gone on longer than I intended for Friday. So I hope you're able to have a nice weekend. I hope you like what I've done. If you're joining us for Let's Get Creative, I can't wait to see you and share some crafting with you tomorrow. We will be opening up booking for our next Let's Get Creative straight after the one tomorrow. So if you missed out this time round and you want to be part of our virtual event, then we'll be sending out invites to everybody after tomorrow evening. Thank you so much. Have a nice weekend, everybody. Stay safe. I hope you can look after yourselves and each other. Stay dry, I think, might be the comment. And, you know, just look after yourselves and each other. I hope you can keep crafting. Thanks for watching today. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.